Kirk Cousins has played much better at the quarterback position than Robert Griffin III has. Now Robert is learning to work out of a pocket. He doesn't look as smooth or as comfortable throwing the football. I mean, your eyes will tell you everything you need to know. It's going to be a decision that Jay Gruden is going to have to make. Right now, Robert Griffin III is his quarterback. Now, if there was a quarterback competition, it wouldn't be a competition. Kirk Cousins would be the man I believe he would have to go with, because of the efficiency with which he has run the offense. Okay, his take, no chaser there, guys. Stephen, I'll give this one to you. You agree with him?
Pretty much. Yeah. Because he didn't say that it is. He said that if there was, as if it should be, based on their performance in the preseason. And I think that anybody with two eyes that work halfway decently would see that Kirk Cousins has outplayed RG3 in the preseason. That's not to say he's better than RG3, because I certainly don't believe that. But he has played better this preseason. As an aside, I just respect the hell out of Joe Theismann, and what he says about the sport of football, I listen to, because he's incredibly candid and honest about what he feels. Yeah. And I've always been a fan of his, so it's good to see you, my man. Miss you. But here's the deal. When I look at the Redskins and I look at RG3 and the way he's performed in this preseason, I don't see somebody that looks 100% healthy. Now, RG3, in fairness to him, made sure he had somebody reach out to me to ensure that his knee is fine. It was just a thigh bruise from a couple of weeks back. We understand that. But I saw him getting chased out the pocket over the weekend, Skip Bayless. I saw him being unable to evade some of those corners and some of those speed linebackers. And I'm looking at it from the perspective that RG3, the scrambler, the speedster, doesn't seem to have that breakaway speed right now. And he certainly doesn't have his accuracy within the pocket. Now, I'm going to trust Jay Gruden, who says that he's making progress, that don't get caught up in what you're seeing in the preseason. We know what we're doing here, and we're pleased with what RG3 is doing. We're pleased with the progression that we're witnessing. But the problem is, how do you ignore Kirk Cousins? Now, when Kirk Cousins had his opportunity to be in the starting lineup for the Redskins, it didn't pan out so greatly. His numbers weren't so great. He certainly wasn't the most productive person in the world. But watching this dude stand in the pocket and fling this football, if I'm the St. Louis Rams, I get on the phone and I call to watch the Redskins about Kirk Cousins. I can tell you that much. If I'm to watch the Redskins, whereas I don't sit there and label it a quarterback controversy, the leeway, the latitude that I've given to RG3 in the past, even albeit under a different regime, I'm not sure I'm going to give him that latitude now. I'm fresh off a 3-13 season. I have to move forward. We certainly can't have a replica of it last year. And I've got loved ones in D.C., man, that say this, and they're diehard Washington Redskin fans. And they say this: they're done with giving, you know, a pass to they're not done with RG3, but they're done with giving him a pass. Mm-hmm. He has to show up, and he has to play. And this preseason, he has been outplayed by Kirk Cousins. It is that simple. Now, Kirk Cousins isn't going to do it against first units. He's going against second units. No. But he has looked really good and accurate in the pocket compared to what RG3 has looked like.
Boy, this is a tough one for me. I work closely with Joe Theismann on a show on this network for many years, and I have lots of respect for his opinions and his courage to express his opinions, though I often disagreed with him and still disagree on this one. Mm-hmm. My first point is, you almost touched on it, was you remember that Kirk Cousins got 3 starts at the end of the year last year. That's right. What did you see in those 3 starts? That's right. I didn't see a starting quarterback.
Neither did I.
That's the truth.
Neither did I.
You know, I saw a guy play pretty well against Atlanta. He had 3 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. I thought he was below par against Dallas and gave Tony Romo a chance to win, even as he hurt himself at the end of the game at Washington. That was 1 touchdown to 2 interceptions. Okay. Last start against the Giants, no touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So he ended up in the 3 starts, 4 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. And his QBR fell way below the 50% mark, which is the average mark in QBR. He was 45-3 against the Cowboys and then 5.5 against the Giants in the last game. It's just not good enough. He's not RG3.
I agree.
As simple as that.
I agree.
I'm concerned for RG3. Right. In fact, I'll go another step. I'm scared for him.
That's fair.
I don't like what I saw I really haven't liked what I've seen the whole preseason. The numbers are hit and miss kind of numbers. And as you point out, Jay Gruden keeps saying, well, if you could see him in practice. Well, I haven't seen him practice. And I only care about what I see, especially in the dress rehearsal preseason game, Game 3.
Right.
And it was nightmarish because I saw the RG3 we kept seeing last year, not the RG3 who won Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. I saw no flash of that RG3 in this game on Saturday night. I'm concerned, Stephen A. Last week, he went after the doubters on Twitter, which showed me that he's more concerned about the doubters than how he's performing at this point. He's being insecure. He's letting them get to his psyche, and then he's putting too much pressure on him when it's time to perform, even in a third preseason game, and he's stinking it up once again. And this time, you have no excuse. I think he is healthy. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't see a health issue, and I hope I'm right about that.
Not a physical health issue.
Not physical, but maybe mental.
Exactly.
It could be destroyed confidence. His confidence is still on IR.
I don't see the same speed.
I don't know. I just don't know. But now you have no excuses. You got your weapon. You got Deshaun. Your defense is now healthy and upgraded with a coordinator that you pointed out is now unshackled, right? Is that coordinator, if after last year, Haslett is unshackled, so he can coach the way he wants to coach, and I love the way they're flying around on defense. So, as Robert said after the game, we're going to go as I go.
Right.
Well, okay, you're making it about you, but that's in a good way because that's the truth. That's the harsh truth.